So you've done all the hard work. You've written a killer piece of content. It's gotten really good rankings and it's starting to get really quality traffic to the article, but the leads aren't coming. This is what's known as a conversion rate issue. Today, I'll be showing you how to add what is known as CRO or conversion rate optimization to your articles or landing pages so that you can convert more of your qualified traffic into inquiries. Here, as always, I have an account that I'll be working on and using as a demonstration. I'll be showing you how to improve the on-page elements to give you the best chance possible of getting conversions. This is a brand new article that I uploaded the other day. It's professionally written by my copywriter, but if you take a look at it, it's quite bland and boring the way it sits on the page. It sort of just looks like a wall of text and there's not too much else going on outside of that. This article talks about the current crime rate situation in Brisbane, and then it leads into a call to action where it starts promoting the security screen products that the client offers. I will now run through a number of ways we can hold the viewer's attention for longer, as well as entice them to reach out for a free quote. First of all, when I scroll an article, I don't usually like to have more than say 2 or 3 sections in a row without either having a call to action, an image, or an accordion, or just something visual to break up the text on the page. So the first thing I'm going to do is add a CTA or a call to action banner. And I'm going to show you how you can create this in Canva. You can do this with the free version, and I'm going to show you how we can match it up to the current style guidelines of your website. So you want to go over to Canva and click on create. From here, we'll come down and go to custom size. And since we're trying to create a banner, I'm going to go for something like 1200 by 200 pixels. Create design. And that's perfect there. So firstly, what you want to do is have a good look at your website and see what colors and fonts are being used. As you can see here in the logo, the primary color is this darker sort of gray. And then we have this orangey sort of color here, which are used for the call to actions or the buttons. This is the title text. So you want to find out exactly what that font is called, as well as the font that is being used in the body or paragraph text. So the first thing we want to do is download our logo so we can take it across to Canva. So come over to your library and then your media library, and then you want to look for your logo. Here is the logo here, but this one is a little bit too wide. So I'm going to actually just use this one here, which is the icon version, as I think it's going to fit on our banner a little bit better. And then come over to Canva and you want to upload this file. Upload, cool. Now, one thing we want to do is look at the actual article that this will be going on. So here's the article here. And we can see that obviously we got this color here, the gray and the orange, but the background is purely white. So we don't want a banner that is white. We want something that's going to contrast and stand out. So if I actually go look at the homepage, there's a section on here that is a slightly off-white gray, this one here, which I want to use as the background color for my banner. Now, a good way you can find the color super quickly is to download this Chrome extension called Eyedropper. And basically you can just pick this button, hover over the color you want and click, and it's going to give you the hex code of this color. So I'm just going to copy that one, go back to our banner, change the color, paste that in there. And there we go, that's the color that we want to use. So now I'm going to try and recreate this button that we have up here in the header. So firstly, I'm just going to grab the color of it and copy that, and then go back to Canva and now go over to elements and search for button. And we're going to want to find one with the same sort of corner rounding as what that button has. So this one's looking pretty well like that. It's actually got 2 colors, which is a bit annoying, but if I make them both that color there, we shouldn't be able to notice it. Cool. I'll drag that over here somewhere. And a bit of text you want to add. I'm just going to add some text for this button. So we'll add some body text, free quote, drag that into the middle there. Change this font, I believe it's Droid Serif, and we'll make white. How does that look? Maybe more. No. All right, now what we want to do is we want a title, which is going to be a hook, and then potentially a catchphrase or something underneath it. So one way you can do this is by just feeding your website into ChatGPT and just asking it to create a hook and catchphrase that aligns with your business values and messaging, and it should come up with something pretty good that you can add on here. Now, I've already done this, so I'm just going to add it in quickly to save time. I want to add a title and grab my text, change this font. It is called Playfair, I believe, Playfair Display, and we'll cut this down to about 20. I'll just make sure this is the center of the page, about there. Group these, move this out the way a bit. It's a bit big. Now we just want a catchphrase, so that is going to be body text, and I'm going to grab the text I've got here, change this font. It is Poppins, and again, just reduce the size of that a little bit. And just like that, we've created a call to action banner that we can now drop in all of the articles throughout the website, and it will just give people the option to obviously click on this button and instantly get a quote. So just go over to share, and then you want to click on download, and we either want to have this as a JPEG or a PNG. JPEGs are usually smaller, so it's better for on the website, but since this is quite a small banner, PNG will be fine because it's going to be a small file size anyway. So we'll download that and come back to the media library of your website, and let's this file. Let's give it a body, a alt text. So we'll call it locked security CTA banner. Now we go back to our article. We just want to find a good spot to drop this in, and I reckon underneath these crime statistics will work quite well. We'll just insert some media. There's our banner, and insert that into the post. Put a bit of space there, update that, and we'll see what this looks like on the front end. That works quite well. The last thing I'm going to do for this banner is to add a link to our contact page. So just go on to edit and link to custom URL. Copy that and paste it, update that. Now, if you look at other images on the site, we actually have rounded edges. So in this normal WordPress editor, there's actually no way for me to do this because I'm not using an element inside something like Elementor or Thrive. So what I can do is go across to code, find this image that I have here, copy that source code, and then paste it into Claude. Say, make this image have rounded corners of 10 pixels. Now we can copy that code there and replace this, what we have here, and have a quick look. And it's added in the rounded corners. We'll just quickly update that. Look on the front end. And cool. Now we have quite a nice little call to action banner that breaks up the text quite nicely. And someone can go over here and click on this, and that takes you straight to the contact form where they can reach out for a free quote. Okay, next I want to just go down the page and find some opportunities to add some images. Again, the idea is just to break up the page, keep people more interested, because most of the time people are just going to be skimming the content. So they're going to be looking for key bits of information. So if you can break it up and sort of show some really nice high quality images, it's going to keep people around for longer and sort of just checking out everything you have to offer. So I'm going to come down here, and I think we're going to put one on safest Brisbane suburbs. So I'm going to go insert, add media, and I recently just downloaded a Brisbane suburbs image, just a premium image I got from Canva. I'm just going to call this Brisbane suburbs and insert, and then look for another one down the page. So here it talks about security deterrent, and it's basically just talking about how security screens can deter burglars from even attempting to break into your place. So I'm just going to try and find an image in our library that's just a house that has security screens on it and sort of just conveys the messaging in the text. Just going to scroll through and see if I can find anything. Maybe let's just go with this hinge security door just here. As you can see, all right, those images look quite good. Now we keep scrolling down the page and see if we can find any more opportunities to improve this content. This right here is what's known as an internal link. While this isn't really conversion rate optimization, if you can get someone who is reading your article, which is top of funnel content, to then click through to your service page, that is essentially served its purpose. So you always want to have links within your blog articles linking to your top service pages. So If I find the link just here and click on, it's going to take the viewer to the home page, which is the page that I'm trying to rank for a wide range of security screen keywords. But it also has a lot more information to do with all the security screen applications as well as products that they can select for their home. This right here is what's known as an author bio box. Basically, you can just add an image and your name as well as a little description about the author and the business. If you want to learn more about how to add one of these to your website for free, I'll leave a link above the video right now. Now, the last thing I want to do is just add a contact form to the bottom of this article, because if we can get someone to reach out directly after reading this article without having to go through to either the contact page or the other service pages, that's classified as a win in my book. So we always just want to make it available so that they can reach out instantly if they want to. Now, because this client is using Fluent Forms Pro, I can drop this in via a shortcode, which is just here. So I copy that one, and if we just go to the code editor, we go to the back, drop that in there, and because that's on the left side, I want to just use a little bit of HTML, center, and then at the other end of this, /center, and that should put it in the very middle, just like that, maybe a little bit more space. We'll update it and we'll see if that has added it in when we refresh this page. There you go. There is a contact form. I might actually just add a quick little title above that, just to say, get a free quote, get a free in-home consultation. Do that, we'll make that heading 3 and just center that so it's above the contact form. A little bit of space, save, and we'll see how it looks. Perfect. So that is how we have taken a pretty bland and boring looking blog article and added a number of touch points throughout the article to help entice the viewers to reach out and get a free quote, because at the end of the day, that is what you are trying to achieve. You want more leads, more inquiries, because that is in turn going to grow your business. We added these images. That's sort of ups the appeal of this article and hopefully gets people to stay on the page for longer. And yep, we added an internal link. We got the dot points, we got the frequently asked questions, and we have a contact form for them to reach out directly. So this is what you can be doing across all of the articles on your website. It is going to drastically improve the click-through rate and the conversion rate on your website. And that is how you essentially get more leads. Cheers.